Hi, my name's Tatiana, and the idea I want to share with you today is that truly there are only two types of healers. What is this finger over here doing? There are only two types of healers in the whole world. There are those who get consistent results for their clients and those who don't. So, if you want to get that consistency, that rock solid consistency, check it out because these are three things that you need to get to be able to get that consistency. Number one, if you want to get consistent results for your clients, this might seem so obvious, you have to get consistent results for yourself. So, this goes to a thing known as resonance. So if you don't embody that technique, that knowledge, that principle, that energy, that frequency yourself, what are your clients going to come into resonance with? They need a high vibe person who has actually done the work for them to come into resonance with. When you understand resonance, you understand how key it is to have high vibe, influential people in your life and how important that is for your clients. So you have to have done enough of the work yourself. You need to have gotten yourself to a high enough vibration that you're going to be that higher frequency for them to come into resonance with, okay? That's number one. You have to understand resonance. So that means you have to be able to get consistent results for yourself. All right, number two, you need practice. Why? Because you need to prove it. It's not enough to know it. You have to have proof that it works. If you don't have proof that it works and works consistently, you're not going to be able to get those results. You're not going to be able to hold that space for your clients to come into resonance with. You have to know that it works, and you're not going to know that until you experiment. You have to practice on yourself and practice on others. So just because I said that you have to have done the work to get that consistency doesn't mean you don't work with other people until you get to this mastery level. No, you're never going to get there if you don't practice with other people too. So you have to be able to get the result for yourself and get the result for other people. And the only way you can do that is through practice. So put yourself out there, get out there, start doing clinical practice. And by clinical, I don't mean you have to put on a lab coat or anything. I mean that you are in a setting with a client and you're helping another. It doesn't have to be like a formal client relationship. You don't have to have a professional practice. You need to just be doing the thing with another person. That's what clinic is. When you're working with another person, that's a clinical practice. Well, there are a lot of healers out there who maybe are very good at certain things that they do and they don't have a clinical practice. I'm talking about I'm speaking to the healers here that want to work with other people that want to do clinical practice. If you want to work with other people, you need to know how to work with other people, which you only get through practice. So if you're really good at doing the work yourself, but you're not so great at putting yourself out there and working with others, this is your wake-up call to do it. Do some stuff by donation. Do some community service. Do a lot of community service. Put yourself out there and just practice. And even you could even start charging money, do sliding scale or something, but just get out there and practice. I think energy exchange can be helpful. You could do donations, you could do low cost sliding scale things, like whatever. Just get out there and practice and practice on your friends and family. Those are the hardest cases. They'll give you some good practice. All right. So you got to get it for yourself, right? You got to work on yourself and you have to work on others. And then what do you get? Number 3, you get the trust, you get the faith. You build what I call the trust muscle. You're going to get so strong and you're going to really understand from an experiential level that this stuff works, that you can trust yourself to hold space for others, that you can trust yourself to do this practice, to know what to do in the moment when things come up. That's all, that all comes through practice. When you have that strong sense of confidence and trust in yourself, it doesn't have to be perfect. It could still be a little shaky sometimes. That's okay. But you got to have a little bit of that, right? Because that is what makes your clients trust you. If you don't trust that you can do it, your clients aren't going to trust you either. And you know what? When you first start out, that's okay. That's okay. You're probably going to, have some trust issues to work out, and that's fine. But just know that this is something you can build. And it is also a decision you can make. You can make a decision to have faith and trust in yourself, have faith and trust in the process, to let it be a little wonky, let it be a little awkward sometimes, and just do it anyway. Do it. That is the short answer to this whole thing of how do you reach this point of mastery where you're getting consistent results all the time? It is through these understandings, these practices. So I hope this has been helpful, and I really encourage you to make that decision for yourself that you're interested in consistency. You're going to be consistent with yourself. You're going to build that trust muscle, and you are going to get consistent results for your clients. Because when you make that decision, guess what? Your reality shifts. That's your reality shifting. I hope this has been helpful, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.